Welcome back. Well, before the break, I told you that we're going to be speaking to Back to School Namibia, whose objective is to furnish essential school supplies and assistance to guarantee that every child, irrespective of their background, possesses the necessary tools to thrive within their education. To further this cause, the Back to School Namibia is hosting a fundraising market taking place on the 27th of July in Windhoek. And this event aims to raise the much-needed funds to support their various initiatives. We are joined this evening by the president, that is Alicia Dipieri, who is the president of Back to School Namibia. Good evening and welcome, Alicia.
Hello, Nina. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Just to start with, perhaps you can tell us a bit about the missions and the goals of Back to School Namibia. I gave a bit of an understanding there, but in your own words.
Yes, sure. So what Back to School Namibia tries to do is to secure access to equitable education. So we discovered that there are a number of barriers that are preventing kids to attend education. The main one is stationery, followed by uniforms and shoes. We also work with eyeglasses because there are many kids that cannot see properly and then they cannot profit from their education. And lately we have a strong focus on sanitary pads for the girls because when they are menstruating, if they don't have the sanitary items that they need, they must stay in their houses, and that takes them out of education 1/4 of a year. And we think that this is a massive amount of opportunities that they are losing by a normal natural process that is menstruation. So those are the 5 barriers that we try to break with our tiny contribution because we are a small NGO with a nice aim, I would say.
Fantastic. Yeah. And what inspired you to start this organization, Alicia?
Well, it all started a few years back. It was not me. It was 2 French ladies. They were living in Namibia and they were traveling through the north, and they noticed that the schools or the kids are having a few needs. At the time, we didn't know much about it. We noticed the stationery and the uniforms, and then we discussed with a few schools. And then it was a key, these linkages that happened, and they met Marcus Kamburu, and he is our local person that he's the field expert, so to say, and he could explain more, and he now became our partner. Without him, we are blindless, so to say, because he is the one that is in contact with the schools. He finds out what are the needs, he discusses with the directors, and he reports to us, and then we secure what is needed and try to bring them the items back to the schools.
Awesome.
Yes, so it was a collaboration between Namibia and expats, basically.
So you're having this market on the 27th of July. Talk to us about the upcoming fundraising market and what attendees can expect to find there.
Sure. So this event has been our main source of funding since the beginning, and it's growing steadily. We are very thankful to the FNCC, the Franco-Namibian Cultural Center, because it's a perfect venue for our event. Last year we had 23 stalls. This year we expect a little bit more. We are still about 10 days away from the market, and we have already 22 stalls confirmed. We will have Indonesian food, we will have stir-fry noodles, we will have makeup, we will have waffles, but we also have second-hand items that are in really good bargains for everybody. And it's important to say that we are selling our stuff out as well. So what Back to School Namibia does is to collect second-hand clothes. We do a selection, and that clothes that is in good condition, we put them on sale, and we will have other stands as well. And this year we are having other NGOs also participating, selling stuff, items, umbrella initiatives, International Women Association, and Black Society. So it's if you come and visit, like the people comes, it's not going to be benefiting only Back to School Namibia, but other NGOs that we believe that they are doing a great work in Namibia.
Fantastic. So outside of the fundraising event, all through the year, you also get donations from people who would like to give you the second-hand clothes. That's fantastic.
Yes, and also we receive stationaries because sometimes we have funds and we can buy, but we also collaborate with many private schools here in Windhoek, and they donate the uniforms, then we remove the logos, and then we clean the uniforms and we bring them to the kids. So if you start putting the puzzle together, there's a lot of beautiful souls that are making this possible. So it's a very nice project.
That's awesome.
Yes.
From the funds that will be collected from this year's market, where will you be dispersing them to? to?
All goes to the 5 barriers that I mentioned to you. All our work is on volunteer basis, so we don't have any payroll costs. Everything that we receive is to benefit the kids. Actually, the volunteers, many times we put the petrol for the transportation, we put our own car, houses. So it's with a lot of effort from the volunteers. So we also want to thank the volunteers that make this possible. The market, not only the market, but the daily basis or the daily running of the NGO. Yes.
What challenges do you encounter? Because I can imagine that work like this is not always easy.
Yes, it's very rewarding, but of course we have challenges. The main challenge that we face all the time since the very beginning is the transport of the donations from Windhoek to Rundu, that is our core center where Marcus is, to distribute, because these are bulky things, heavy things. We are talking about stationery, uniforms, shoes. Luckily, the sanitary pads are produced locally in Rundu. So it's also a project of Back to School Namibia. We supported an entrepreneur there, and it's Mayana Women Empowerment. So they are producing the sanitary pads, and then that's solved, the logistical part. But the main challenge is logistics. So now that we have this opportunity, a call for anybody with the space going from Windhoek to Rundu, that will be highly appreciated.
And I was just going to ask that, how can people get involved with the initiatives of Back to School Namibia? So if they'd like to volunteer their time, their efforts, or even their resources, how can they do that?
So we have 2 kinds of volunteers. One is the management team. We have monthly meetings, and then we do everything digitally, and then each of us has tasks. So it's a little bit of more demanding, and it requires more involvement. But if you want to start learning what are we doing and participating in our activities, we also have a pool of volunteers where we only ask when we cannot cover one action, then they come and help us. So these are like volunteers on hold. Then if you want to donate things, you can find our website is www.backtoschoolnamibia.com, or our email backtoschoolnamibia@gmail.com. You can put in contact with us, and then we will coordinate a pickup of the donations. If you are uncertain whether something is good or bad for us, don't worry, because we are partnering with other NGOs. So whatever we don't channel through our projects, we give it to other NGOs that we trust, and they channel it. So nothing goes wasted. Everything is very well used.
What is your long-term vision for this organization, and how do you hope, in the end, it contributes to, the education in Namibia?
So now we are working on the Kavango region because we have our eyes there through Marcus. Ideally, we would like to expand our work because we have the feeling that we could help in other regions as well, but we have limited capacity. It's not only resources, it's also mainly volunteers that we need to make everything happen, because it's, all the logistics, as I explained before, is very complicated. Sorting out things is complicated, and but mainly having another Marcus, that we need a person that knows the area and that we trust blindly. It's key for us to expand. So in the long term, we would like to do more, of course, because we think that this is very much needed. But yeah, we need to see if that is possible.
Back to the event on the 27th, it's taking place at the FNCC. Talk to us about times and etc.
Exactly. So we will have the 6th Back to School Namibia market at the FNCC. This is Robert Mugabe 118. This is the Franco-Namibian Cultural Center. It's very well known, so I think all the taxi drivers will easily reach there. It will start at 10 and it will end at 3. We would like to thank, we have contacted a few artists that will be performing for free. So if you allow me, I would like to mention them to say thank you. These are Rencha, Mando Homi, Michelle, and Sandrai. They're going to be creating a nice ambience for our vendors, but also for our visitors. We will have food, we will have beautiful items, and you can also get to know at least 4 NGOs that are doing great work here. So you can, there's a lot of opportunities in the market. And it's a very well-known market, I would say, in Windhoek, so don't miss it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here this evening, Alicia. We wish you all the best for the last, preparations for the market, and hopefully it all goes smoothly as usual.
Yes. Yes,
Thank
for
you.
sure. Thanks to you. Thanks.
That was the president of Back to School Namibia, Alicia Di Pieri, speaking to us about their market, the 6th market taking place on the 27th of July at the FNCC in Windhoek. If you would like to get involved in any way, donate any second-hand clothes that they can use, please get in contact with them via their social media pages. And of course, if you'd like to contribute or just help their cause along, do attend and buy some fruit from the stalls, get something from the local vendors and support their efforts. We'll be right back after the short break. Stay with us.